Good morning and welcome to Breaking Points. Emily, how you doing?
Good. We've got two of the most famous Taylors to cover on the show today.
That's right. Taylor Lorenz and the other one.
That's Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor
yes.
Swift.
That's right. We were going to lead the show, of course, with the biggest news in the country, which is that Cracker Barrel is going back to its original logo.
And they called the White House.
And called the White House. And we're all happy about this, right? This is a big win for the country.
It's a big win for me, personally. I prefer the old Cracker Barrel, but I'm not sure that it warranted the president's attention.
But then that got pushed aside because bigger news.
Yeah, well, you can't waste oxygen on Cracker Barrel when Taylor Swift's getting engaged.
Swift is getting engaged.
Yeah, in all honesty, we have a massive show today. If you look at the bottom bar and you're watching this, yes, that is accurate. We have that many blocks to get through. We did sort of twist producer Griffin's arm to let us talk about the Taylor Swift engagement because Ryan was checking his DMs last night and the people were demanding.
People want to know what Emily thinks about Taylor Swift.
I think
and your background is in like culture and how this is supposed to be important stuff, and it tells us things about things.
Oh, I've spilled a lot.
So what's your take here? We got to get to Charlie Kirk. Do you want to do that first? Or,
well, let's get through the intro to the show.
Oh, okay. People can just guess. It's basically the same show that we do every day.
That's true. Howard Lutnick back on the circuit talking about China, talking about university and university grants, research grants, all of that. And that comes on the heels of the Fed. He's talking about Intel, very uncertain economic climate, to say the least. So we'll get into updates on that. We're going to talk a little bit about Alex Jones thinking Donald Trump is in a seriously bad state health-wise. And you know what? He actually
it's important to know what Alex Jones thinks here.
It's important to know what Alex Jones thinks. But Trump obviously has been visibly bruised. And so we're going to break all of the information that we have on that down. Ryan, we're talking about Wesley Bell and Israel's influence in American politics. We have a new nickname for Hakeem Jeffries from Charlemagne. Who calls
called him AIPAC Shakur.
AIPAC Shakur.
That's one's going to leave a mark.
It hurts. It autocorrected from producer Griffin to AIPAC Shakira, which I thought was pretty good too.
AIPAC Shakur is just brutal.
It is brutal. And Ryan, you're also walking us through some new reporting on money.
Yes, money. In Maine. So Graham Plattner will be here tomorrow. He's the now Bernie-endorsed working class oysterman running for Senate in Maine in the Democratic primary. There's an existing candidate in that race who has already raised $2 million. I'm going to help you figure out how it is he raised $2 million this quickly. It's quite an incredible story.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then Taylor Lorenz will be with us for, I think, what's definitely going to be a debate about cell phones in high schools. It's back to school season, so a lot of kids have new cell phone bands or Yonder pouches that they're walking into school with this year. But other people like your kids are used to it at this point, right?
Well, when my daughter found out that I would be arguing for the ban on phones in schools, she basically wanted to disown me.
She disowned you?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Which is actually
She's like, you're going to get death threats.
It's a good argument.
I was like, this is going to be the thing?
Yeah, of all of the things.
She's like genuinely worried now. She wasn't before. Now she's like, wow, okay.
But once again, that is an argument in
She's not helping me out if it comes to it.
No. Yeah, you're on your own.
Yeah.
And Ryan, you have some new reporting on Serbia that we're going to be sharing with the audience as well.
Yeah, some drop site report from on the ground there.
And as a reminder, breakingpoints.com, that's where you can go to get a subscription. We also want to make sure we give a shout out to intern MJ, who's been super helpful. And just we're very grateful to MJ for all of her help.
Intern MJ, she's been helping out drop site as well. So it helps to like get the drop site reporting that we've been doing and kind of help fuel the reporting of the program here.
Yeah, no, the original reporting is it's super helpful. So thank you, MJ. Now, without further ado, let's get into the celebration, the nationwide celebration over the Taylor Swift Travis Kelce engagement.
Well, and the first question that people had for you was, will Blake Lively be invited to the Taylor Swift Travis Kelce wedding?
We all know the answer to that, and it's absolutely not. Barring some unforeseen reconciliation, Blake Lively will not be at that wedding. Now, the Blake Lively story, if you haven't been following the Taylor Swift-Blake Lively feud, it's actually a very interesting story of how tabloid reporters are used to manipulate narratives and how those can have sweeping legal.
You can't trust tabloid reporters now?
You can't trust the
Who
tabloids.
Can you trust?
You can't trust Blake Lively either.
Can't trust.
And that's
you
hard.
Can't trust Blake Lively.
That's hard for people to wrap their heads around. Can't trust Blake Lively, apparently. But anyway, it's an interesting story of how celebrities can weaponize the media to protect their bottom lines or pad their bottom lines. But Taylor Swift, America's sweetheart, I usually say that sarcastically. I think it's probably accurate in this case. She's upset some men by showing up at NFL games. But Ryan, you've been okay with it.
Any guys that are upset about that are fooling themselves.
I will say, when she first started going to the Chiefs games, they cut away to her so much that it did become laughable.
That's on the NFL.
It was pretty funny. Yeah, it was not Taylor's fault.
If I went to a game and they cut away to me every 5 seconds, people would rightly be upset, but not at me.
Yeah.
That's not my fault. Just too magnetic.
You're too magnetic. Now, most people were busy. I'm telling you, Instagram last night, I am in Taylor Swift's target demographic. Came out when I was a teenager. All of that. She was huge when I was a teenager. Her music started coming out when I was a teenager. And my Instagram last night was full of people who genuinely were reposting this Instagram like it was one of their friends who had just gotten engaged. It was I'm clicking through and I'm like, another Taylor. It was just everyone's best friend. And
people have been rooting for her. Engaged. They've been rooting for her for it's like if the Dallas Cowboys made it to the Super Bowl. Been rooting for them for decades.
No.
I mean,
it's
I
much
wouldn't be rooting
more,
for them, but
I was going to say
Texans.
You're an Eagles fan.
But that's how miserable her experience has been. She's basically been the Dallas Cowboys of dating.
Well, so this is where it gets. This is where the conversation becomes political in a way. And I've written a ton about Taylor Swift over the years, but most people were wishing Taylor Swift well. Most people have been wishing Taylor Swift well. This is not a particularly controversial couple. I think everybody likes the pairing of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. They seem to be very happy together. They did their podcast a couple of weeks ago and seemed to be very happy together. But Charlie Kirk, enter Charlie Kirk, who had some thoughts yesterday, even though lots of people on the right saying, Taylor, happy for you. Lots of people on the left saying, Taylor, happy for you. The President of the United States said that he was happy for her. Here's what Charlie Kirk had to say.
But maybe one of the reasons why Taylor Swift has been so just kind of annoyingly liberal over the last couple of years is that she's not yet married and she doesn't have children. I say this non-sarcastically. I say this as a husband and a father. Having children changes you. Getting married changes you. And I hope that America's biggest pop star marrying the pharmaceutical spokesperson ends up conservatizing them. Taylor Swift might de-radicalize herself, engage in reality more and get outside of the abstract clouds. Reject feminism. Submit to your husband, Taylor.
Okay, Ryan, the camera should really be on Ryan. He's losing it right now, but whenever you do the Ephesians 5 verse, submit to your husband and don't continue with the rest of the verse.
Yeah.
Yes, it says, wives, submit to your husbands, submit yourselves to your husbands as you do to the Lord, for the husband is the head of the wife as Christ is the head of the church, his body of which he is the Savior. Now as the church submits to Christ, so also wives should submit to their husbands in everything. Husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her to make her holy, cleansing her by the washing with water through the word, and present her to himself as a radiant church without stain or wrinkle or any other blemish, but holy and blameless. In the same way, husbands ought to love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. I had to have that one ready to go, Ryan, because if you don't complete the verse, it's not that the first part is wrong. It is that the implication is incomplete. And the full verse was very radical at the time. It was very radical in Rome, is that it's a relationship of equals. There is no Jew or Greek or male or female. There is only one. I don't even know why I'm getting into this in the Taylor Swift segment. Why am I doing that?
I like that line. There's no male or female, no
Jew or Greek.
Jew or Gentile or Greek or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
hey.
a good line.
So, but Charlie Kirk read "Submit to your wife" and just put the book down. Yeah. He's like, this is good stuff.
What's the message to Travis? I'm sure Charlie would endorse the rest of the verse, but anytime it's used, without the rest of it, it's a little bit of a red flag. Now, that is It's
good to know which gospels have been endorsed by Charlie.
You got to keep your tracker.
Yeah.
No, but that is the sort of question about Taylor Swift. Now, we could do, I think, Ryan, I think you and I could probably go for a couple of hours on the question of whether being unmarried and childless into your 30s is a liberalizing force. There's some social science evidence that suggests that's the case, and people could understand, by the way, why that would be the case. So it's not an insane point, and I think Taylor Swift has been fairly open about, as you pointed out earlier in the segment, being miserable. I don't think she's about to be conservatized by marrying Travis Kelce, though.
Hey, that's why we have this news program. We can follow this developing story for years to come, and, and we'll report on those developments.
I was going to say, we were talking about DropSite's original reporting earlier, but this is a glaring hole in DropSite's coverage.
MJ's going to get on it.
Fantastic.
Hey, if you like that video, hit the like button or leave a comment below. It really helps get the show to more people.
And if you'd like to get the full show ad-free and in your inbox every morning, you can sign up at breakingpoints.com.
That's right. Get the full show, help support the future of independent media at breakingpoints.com.